What's up, everybody? Zach is back with another episode of Journey to $1 million. Thanks for joining in. Go ahead and smash that like button before you do anything else. I need 1,000,000 likes so I can get to $1 million, of course. Don't you know? Yesterday was a pretty good day, actually. I felt really good about it. Nothing really happened. It was pretty boring. I hit an SE call. Did pretty good on that. I think it was almost 100%. Well, it was at one point, but then it had dropped back down a little bit. But we're going to see how that goes today and see if we can get into some more short-term options. But that's pretty much how the market is. We're just going to see how the market's going to go. Nothing special. We'll not do anything crazy right now. But anyways, the report that I wanted to go over for you guys today was just in general, I think that the markets are very healthy right now, and I think that the stocks and tech and innovation is about to boom, as a matter of fact. I think that, especially because after 3 days, it was like Wednesday, Thursday, and then after the weekend, Monday, they were all very good days. And then we saw yesterday not really go down, which that's a really healthy sign if it just kind of stayed flat, mostly stayed the same, and even the innovation stocks went up. So I think that's a really good sign. I think it's healthy. I think there's a lot of faith, and, but still that there's a lot of talk about this inflation scare or, something like that, or the 2% 10-year treasury bond or something like this. But I've been saying for a couple of weeks that I feel like we're about to go into the roaring 20s. And I've been saying for like a month or so that I think that the inflation and the rising bond yields are way overreacted and over-exaggerated. And basically like dump all your tech, dump all your innovation. The companies that have been doing the best for the last decade just sell all of that stuff because, oh my God, the 10-year treasury might get to 2%. Just sell it all. And buy some old, tired, worn out Dow cyclicals, Basically, that's the narrative, and it's just so backwards. I don't understand. And even if tech did dip, that's great. There's going to be such a strong support going forward with the tech because the inflation. Like, think about what will happen to assets and equities if there is inflation. Which inflation is not necessarily a bad thing. Of course, too much inflation is. But just take for example that what it does for asset prices. Long-term inflation is good for asset prices because it creates more of an incentive to get into them. So, in some markets, like for example, take right now, in some markets for real estate, there's a lot of houses that I'm seeing selling for 20 to 40% over asking price. It's a bidding war. And, that's in part due to a lack of supply, but also because of the inflation fears are driving up the prices for the materials, wood, steel, aluminum, whatever. So, if you have properties right now, you're pretty happy about that because your homes are going up a bunch. And, you might be thinking of selling. You might be thinking about getting some more because, this is not going to end anytime soon. So, there's two ways to look at it. But if you're just holding cash, then, of course, that's not good. Then your cash can buy less of a house, less of stocks, less of equities, whatever. Well, that's obviously just kind of how it works. But that's real estate, for example. But now, think about it with stocks. Stocks are much easier to buy than real estate. Real estate is a lot more complicated to maintain, to buy, to contract, to fix, and everything like that. But of course, stocks is one of the easiest equities and assets to actually buy. Especially with brokers like Webull, which are always giving 2 to 4 free stocks. Go ahead and find the link in the description or go to my article. On my website, I have the link, and if you click that link, you use our link, you're going to get 2 free stocks, and it's a really good broker anyways. It has the extended hours, one of the best brokers for extended hours, so you can get on the action before everybody else does. But nevertheless, why would you want to own USD right now? The USD is losing value. They're printing like a fifth of all the dollars that are in the world were printed literally last year. So why would you want to have USD? Well, the answer is you don't want to have USD right now. So pretty much buy anything else, and it's most likely going to go up. really, that's the future I see for stocks and real estate, and even cryptocurrency like Bitcoin and stuff. But yeah, just the truth is, investors, they don't want to be holding USD right now. They want to take all the cash on the sidelines and buy something. So my point was, if tech does dip again, which it will, everything dips eventually, but it was a pretty big one. So if it does, there's going to be such a strong support because of the inflation fears. People don't want the USD. They'll be like, oh, okay, well, let's just throw it. This is a really good deal. It's hitting the 180-day or the 200-day moving average or whatever. It's down, and it's just going to be too good of a deal to pass up if you have stock on the sideline. So I think the support is going to be even stronger going forward. With tech and innovation, I mean, really the point is I think you should be on the right side of history, at least your portfolio should be. But it is my opinion that the stock market is about to push through all-time highs and beyond, to infinity and beyond, you could say. But I think that currently the best deals that we can be buying is in innovation, because the innovation still hasn't recovered from this dip that we have just experienced, like the other stocks has. Like, for example, Facebook has a PE really cheap compared to the other FANG stocks, but actually Facebook is already towards all-time highs anyways. So, it just depends. But if you look at ARK-K or ARK-G or ARK-W, I mean, these are still relatively further away from their all-time highs. So I think that's a really interesting point. And if I was throwing a lot of cash into stocks right now, it would be that. And I don't have so much USD on the sideline because I make a point not to keep cash in the first place. So, of course, just a normal like 15%. 10 to 15% on the sidelines to buy dips, which kind of just going to have to keep that anyways. Of course, you could cut it down to 7 or 8, I think would be reasonable right now, because of the inflation. I mean, especially if we're talking about a lot of cash, like a couple $100,000, then you might want to think about doing something with that. But nevertheless, so I think that at the current prices, innovation is still going to be ahead. I mean, look at the electric vehicles. Look at the ARK ETFs. I think they're cheap. And some people are saying buy the airline stock, which has just never made any money, just always been in debt, been bailed out how many times? And even if they're not yet back to the pre-COVID levels, I mean, even if they do eventually get back to the pre-COVID level, so what? Pre-COVID, they weren't like doing excellent or anything like that. Meanwhile, Amazon, meanwhile, Facebook, meanwhile, Google, Tesla, I mean, the list goes on. So what I say is buy tech and innovation, which will be the future growth and that will revolutionize our world that we live in today and change where it will be. And it will be totally unrecognizable. I mean, the EV is going to go faster than anything that you guys are probably ready for right now. There's like 56% of the new cars in Norway were all electric that were sold this year so far. I just read an article about that. I posted on my Twitter. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter, and you can read that article as well. But by 2030, all the new cars have to be electric in Germany, which actually I think that's way too long. I think it's going to be much faster than that. But also with the internet giants, Palantir, Amazon changed the future. I mean, Facebook is changing the advertising game. I mean, there's a lot of things, but those are the old ones. I mean, we could talk about some newer ones like Palantir, like Tesla, like Lucid, and a lot of other ones that can really change and revolutionize where our future is going to go towards. So I think that is the most forward-looking that we can be, instead of buying the old, worn-out Dow stocks that everybody's telling you to get into, like right now, like Wells Fargo. Like, yeah, it's a bank, so it must be doing good if there's a stimulus or rising interest rates, or like more people want to borrow money and spend money on the credit card. Like, yeah, sure, it makes sense. Why don't we buy a lot of Wells Fargo stock then? How about that? Probably will work out pretty well. I personally think the opportunity cost is not going to be as good. We could park the money somewhere else and probably would do better. Nothing against Wells Fargo, obviously. But anyways, guys, keep your portfolio relevant. keep it on the right side of the future. And I think we're about to make a lot of money. I really do mean that. And there's a clear direction that the stock market is going right now. So I really feel good about getting into some more short-term options, possibly weeklies. I did do a poll on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, link in the description. And most of you guys want the short-term weekly options, which, okay, you asked and you shall receive. So follow me on Twitter and on the Discord, and you will get the notifications when I am trading, and I do have these options ready for you to go. I will post them as soon as I buy them myself, or put a limit order in or something like that. Sometimes they don't hit, but sometimes they do. We'll just see. I prefer to get a better deal. But anyways, guys, link in the description for Webull. I am trading on Webull, so if you see all the charts that I'm doing, it is Webull. You're going to get 2 to 4 free stocks right now. Anyways, they're always spinning the wheel, doing some extra giveaways, the card, the A to E cards or whatever like that. And they always have something going on, so it's pretty interesting. You can get a Facebook stock, a Google stock, something like that. Go ahead and hit up that link in the description, guys, and help support my channel, because that's literally the only way that I'm making any money out of this. But it doesn't matter. I will continue doing this anyways, because it's fun for me, and I pretty much do this due diligence anyways. So I might as well just make it free and make it public to hopefully help some of you guys. But anyways, I will see you later, and good luck trading, everybody. See you on the other side. Peace.